care for some tea?
So this guy turned up in my front door the other day, the IG-11 from The Mandalorian hot toy figure. This guy took a while to get here. I don't know what's going on with Hot Toys with their Star Wars figures. I mean, their Marvel stuff is coming out on time, but for Star Wars it's taking 2 to 3 months to get here. Now unfortunately I did not get this guy on pre-order. I had to pay that marvelous retail price that local sellers are giving out. So I had to shell out a couple of bills to get him, which, you know what, it's my fault. I had plenty of chances to pre-order this guy and I didn't take it. So this is my punishment, I guess. But he's here, all safe. So unfortunately my country's going through a second lockdown, so I could not pick this guy up in a store. So I asked the seller if he could mail it. But as you can see, he did not wrap it in a very nice way. You can see dents and dings and little crumple. Oh, you can see that, all that stuff. You know, it's great. He just bubble wrapped it with one layer and just sent it off. Cool. But you know what? This guy's here. I'm happy. There's no damage to the figure. The box is kind of messed up, but you know what? I'm not a mint in box kind of guy. I mean, if the box is a little dinged up, whatever. I don't really display the box. So, with that being said, let's take a look at this weird looking buckethead. And here's IG-11 in his hunky clunky self. So let's move this camera just a bit closer to see how he really looks. Please forgive me for this weird handling. There we go. I mean, this guy is pretty tall, so it's kind of tricky to frame. There we go. So as you can see, he is weathered. I mean, this guy looks rusted. He looks used. I mean, he also looks like a real robot. I mean, this is what robot would look like if it was real world. It's not so stylized, not so over designed like a Gundam. This is basically how you would think a space age robot will look. So he's got some canisters, got some hoses. You could see some exposed wiring. Like, you could see the connections, how this guy actually works. Yeah, this guy's pretty cool. I mean, even if he wasn't part of the Mandalorian or Star Wars universe, I still would have got him because I like robots that look like this. They look dumb. I mean, this robot looks dumb, but he looks like he has character as well. So yeah, he looks like he's limited in articulation, truthfully, but he can articulate very well. Articulate? Yeah, I think that's the word. So with that being said, let's take a look at what he comes with. Gun, thermal detonator, bandolier. So here's the stuff the IG-11 comes with. Yeah, it's not a lot. And truthfully, I knew it wasn't a lot when I saw the reviews of him, but seeing it personally, it's kind of disappointing. It's kind of like Hot Toys is skimping on accessories. I mean, he does come with display stand too, but I don't like display stands. I don't like posing my figures on display stands. I think they're ugly and they kind of crowd the shelf. So here's the picture of the display stand. So with that being said, let's take a look at his gunny guns. Now this is the typical stormtrooper gun, but it looks like it's modded a bit because you can see like there's 2 extra bits here and there's a little square thing here. But other than that, it's your typical run-of-the-mill stormtrooper blaster. It does extend. There we go. It extends, then it collapses. There we go. So yeah, it's a generic stormtrooper blaster. It's pretty cool. Unfortunately, it's not weathered too much. It still looks like a black piece of plastic gun. it doesn't have that weathering in-world look. I mean, there is some, if you could see, if my camera will stop freaking, there is some, if you could see. If you could see, there you go. So if you could see, there is some weathering attempts, but not a whole lot. You know? I mean, this is Star Wars, right? Star Wars is supposed to be a little grunge, a little dirty. This weapon does not reflect that, unfortunately. So, yeah, as you can see, not a whole lot of weathering, not a lot of use. What to do? There you go. That's the Stormtrooper blaster. Then we have this heavy blaster looking thing. This looks like a toy to me. It's not weathered quite enough for me to warrant it looking like a hot toy weapon. I mean, the detail is nice and all, but it looks like it's from a third-party company, really. Doesn't look like it's a Star Wars weapon either. Yeah, what do I know? But the weathering isn't there. It looks like it's a black plastic gun. I mean, they could have done something to the nozzle here. They could have added, like, you know, what they did with the jetpacks, with the flame, the blue flame, the burn, and all that. But no, it's just a black plastic heavy gun. I didn't see the IG-11 use this in the show, but I could be wrong. He probably did use it. I'm not very attentive when I watch these shows. Then we have his thermal detonator. When he tried to commit suicide in that one episode, twice. Tried to kill himself twice. So there it is. Now this figure comes with batteries, so you don't have to worry about buying batteries. And it comes on. Now this light is very bright. It's very, very bright. When I saw reviews on it, it looked kind of dim, but seeing it personally right now, it's very bright. So yeah, there it is. There's a thermal detonator. You just plug into his chest. He's good to go. And lastly, you got the bandoliers. It's made off of this pleather material, so yeah, you guys have to be worried about it being peeled off, but as long as you don't fudge with it too much, I think it's good. I don't know what these are though, these little cube things. Are these ammo pouches? I mean, I see Chewie wear these, but is it ammo or is it just some armor decorative pieces? So here's the back. They have those weird attachments. It's velcroed in. That took me a while to strap this thing onto the guy because he's pretty lanky. There we go. There's this little bandolier thing. It's kind of held together by these two strings. They could have done that a bit better. This looks like a really rushed job to me. I mean, for what you're paying for these things, you would think they would put some care into it and not just stitch two strings together. Yeah, so that's the stuff he comes with. Not a whole lot, but you know what to do. Hopefully, maybe Hot Toys will change in the future, but I doubt that. So let's stick these things on the IG-11. So here he is, the IG-11 with all his accessory on him, excluding the thermal detonator. I think I'll put that on when I do some close-ups. I managed to put the Stormtrooper blaster into his bandolier. I like to load up my figures with as much accessory as possible. I don't like leaving them in the box. And yeah, I mean, truthfully, if you're not a Star Wars fan or a Mandalorian fan, I mean, if you like robots in general, this is a perfect figure for you. I mean, he looks real world, he looks rusty, he's a buckethead. All the things I like in a robot. He's not stylized, he's not over-designed, he's built to purpose, which, you know, I think all robot designs should be. Yeah. If I had one gripe about him, just one, it's these little little hose thingies, these rubber things. They don't stick into place, as you can see here. It's kind of showing a bit of the arm. So, and I don't know how long these things will last. But aside from that, this guy looks pretty cool. Yeah, I also managed to light him up. If you can see, if the sun hasn't blown him up too much with the lighting, you could see. I'll do some close-ups later. And yeah, this guy is pretty cool. Pretty worth it. So with that being said, let's take some close-up looks at this weirdo. So here's a closer look at the IG-11. As you can see, his head is all lit up. I don't know if you can, yeah, there we go. It's kind of bright, but in some areas it's kind of dark. So I don't see the purpose of having a light in there if it's not going to be bright. Might as well have it painted. So you can see there's the buckethead. It looks like this guy was built out from a single engine. Like he's different parts made into one killer robot. So we got lighting here. So you can see his thermal detonator is very, very vibrant. Even against the sun, you can still see it. So you got the grease, the dirt, the grime, everything is on him. You can see the copper, the bronze, the metal. So I stuck the Stormtrooper blaster into his bandolier. It's a pretty simple thing to do. And all his fingers here are individually articulated, which is something I've never seen Hot Toys do, except for their Iron Man. But even then, an Iron Man individual, like their hands, they can't make a fist. So I guess this is, for me at least, this is the first time I've seen a Hot Toys robot have individually articulated fingers. So you can see all the, I mean, this guy is weathered and detailed very nicely. I mean, there's not one spot they missed, except maybe for the gun, because the gun does not match the weathering and the grime that this guy has. So looking at his back, as you can see the bandolier, they kind of replicated the Velcro on the other side. So that's a good attention to detail. Got some gaskets, got some cans, maybe that's a fuel source or something. Then we got this weird appendage looking thing. I don't know what that is. It's like a, yeah, it's just sticking out. If anybody knows what that is, let me know. Yeah, you can see all the, like this guy is, this is what I like to see in a robot, like it's used. Here's another issue of the weird rubbery part. Like once you flex it, it kind of comes loose and shows the inside. Yeah. Kind of want to go slow, so you guys could maybe make your mind up of getting this guy. Just having some real close-ups on him. I mean, if you don't like Star Wars or The Mandalorian, and you just like robots, then this guy is a figure for you. Because this guy looks like he has a lot of personality to him. Because he's just that unique looking. I mean, IG units they're not significant to just this guy. There are other units out there, but from what I know, they're kind of like sought after because they're so durable. And it's, you know, it's kind of true. If you've seen the last episode of season 1, I think this guy took a lot of blast hits and just basically reflected off of them. So let's stick him in the shelf and see where he'll sit. So this is where I'll stick the IG unit, in this very overcrowded detolf shelf. Yes, I hate how this looks, but I have no choice. I had plans to get another detolf unit, but because of second lockdown, I was unable to get it. So that plan has been scratched. So I have to overcome this little hurdle in my collection. Oh, and apart from that, I saw that Quill is up for pre-order. Unfortunately, he is priced at a dumb rate. He's basically the same pre-order price as the IG-11 when he first came out. And I think that's unfair and kind of dumb because he's a small scale figure and he does not come with a lot. So Hot Toys is really raising their prices and skimping out on accessories, so yeah, that being said, I will pre-order him next week because I'm a completionist slut like that. Oh well. So that being said, if you're still thinking about getting this IG unit, I suggest you guys, make a decision now. Because I have a feeling in my jellies that he will be sold out as fast as the Heavy Mando was. I mean, the Heavy Mando was sold out like half a month in my country. He was gone. So I'm pretty sure this will happen again for the IG unit. And yeah, so when recording this, I checked my little YouTube channel and I saw that I had 45 subscribers. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you for looking at my dumb videos. They're not very well in depth. I don't go into detail about articulation or the history and all that. I just give my humble opinions. And I'm glad, some of you enjoy watching it, I guess. And hopefully I could make more content because I started out this channel just for shits and giggles and now I'm actually pumping out 2 videos a week. So yeah. Oh, I just realized his lights are still on and I have to fish him out to turn him off. It was fun putting him there and now I have to fish him out and switch everything off. Great. Well, with that being said, thank you for the new subscribers. Welcome to my dumb channel and go get them.